Hi everyone, welcome back to English Fab, where learning English is practical, useful, and fab. Understanding economic vocabulary is essential, whether you're reading the news, managing your personal finances, or discussing global markets. But let's be honest, economic terms can feel overwhelming, especially when they're used in different contexts. Have you ever wondered what phrases like inflation is rising or the job market is competitive really mean? Or struggled to understand financial terms like credit score and mortgage? You're not alone. Many learners find these topics confusing, but today we're going to break them down in a simple and practical way. In this lesson, we'll go over key vocabulary related to the economy, following our English Fab's website structure. We'll cover words and phrases used in economic growth, banking, trade, employment, and common financial challenges. By the end, you'll be able to use these terms confidently in everyday conversations. If you find English difficult, don't worry. You can translate the subtitles into English and your own language like this. Check the description below for extra details. Now, let's get started. Let's go over some essential vocabulary related to the economy. 1. Economic growth and development. Boom. A period of rapid economic growth where businesses thrive and employment increases. Recession. A decline in economic activity, often leading to job losses and reduced spending. Inflation. A rise in the price of goods and services, decreasing the purchasing power of money. Deflation. A decrease in prices, which can slow economic growth and reduce wages. GDP. Gross domestic product. The total value of goods and services produced within a country in a given time. Market expansion. When businesses grow and enter new markets or increase production. Supply and demand. The relationship between product availability and consumer desire, which determines prices. Interest rate. The percentage charged on loans or earned on savings, affecting borrowing and investment. Investment. Putting money into businesses, stocks, or property to generate profit. Productivity. The efficiency of production, measuring output compared to input. Innovation. The introduction of new ideas, products, or processes that drive economic growth. Economic policy. Government strategies and rules that shape the economy, such as taxation and trade regulations. 2. Banking and finance. Loan. Borrowed money that must be repaid with interest over time. Mortgage. A type of loan used to buy property with regular payments over years. Interest rate. The cost of borrowing or the return on savings, influencing financial decisions. Credit score. A numerical rating that reflects a person's credit worthiness for loans. Deposit. Money placed into a bank account for safekeeping or future use. Withdrawal. Taking money out of a bank account. Savings account. A bank account that earns interest on deposited money. Checking account. A bank account used for daily transactions. Debt. Money that is borrowed and must be repaid. Budget. A financial plan that outlines income and expenses. Overdraft. Spending more money than is available in an account, leading to extra fees. Bankrupt. A legal status when a person or business cannot repay debts. 3. Trade and commerce. Export. Selling goods or services to other countries. Import. Buying goods or services from other countries. Tariff. A tax placed on imported or exported goods. Free trade. International trade without restrictions or tariffs. Globalization. The growing connection of economies and cultures worldwide. E-commerce. Buying and selling goods and services online. Wholesale. Selling goods in large quantities to businesses, not directly to consumers. Retail. Selling goods directly to consumers in smaller quantities. Supply chain. The process of producing, transporting, and distributing goods. Distribution. The delivery of products from manufacturers to retailers or consumers. Consumer spending. The amount of money people spend on goods and services. Price tag. The cost of an item as displayed in the store. 4. Economic challenges. Unemployment. The state of not having a job despite seeking work. Recession. A prolonged economic downturn leading to financial struggles. Poverty. The lack of financial resources to meet basic living needs. Inflation. Rising prices that make everyday goods and services more expensive. Crisis. A severe economic situation affecting businesses and individuals. National debt. The total amount of money a government owes. Default. Failure to repay a loan or debt. Devaluation. a decline in the value of a country's currency. Economic downturn, a slowdown in economic activity, reducing business growth. Cost of living, the amount of money needed to afford essentials like housing and food. Stagnation, a period of little or no economic growth. 5. Work and employment. Salary, a fixed regular payment for work, usually monthly or yearly. Wage, payment based on hours worked or tasks completed. Job market, the availability of jobs and competition among job seekers. Labor force, the total number of employed and unemployed workers in an economy. Full-time, working a standard number of hours per week, typically 40 hours. Part-time, working fewer hours than a full-time job. Freelancer, a self-employed person who works on temporary projects rather than for a company. Minimum wage, the lowest legal hourly wage an employer can pay a worker. Work from home, a job arrangement where employees work remotely. Internship, a temporary job opportunity for gaining experience, often for students. Promotion, advancing to a higher job position with more responsibilities and better pay. Layoff, when a company reduces staff due to financial difficulties or restructuring. Now that we've covered the essential vocabulary, let's see how these words are used in real-life situations. I'll also share some useful tips along the way. 1. Economic growth and development. Many countries experienced an economic boom after the pandemic ended. Economic boom refers to a period of rapid economic growth. This usually happens when businesses expand, people spend more, and job opportunities increase. Next, inflation has been rising, making everyday items more expensive. Inflation means prices are going up, which reduces the purchasing power of money. A good way to track inflation is by looking at how much groceries or gas cost compared to last year. 2. Banking and finance. I took out a mortgage to buy my first house. A mortgage is a special type of loan for buying property. When using this word, remember that it usually involves long-term payments, often 15 to 30 years. Moving on, if you don't pay your credit card bills on time, your credit score will drop. Your credit score is an important number that affects your ability to borrow money. To keep a good score, always pay your bills on time and avoid using too much of your credit limit. 3. Trade and commerce. The government imposed a new tariff on imported cars to support local manufacturers. A tariff is a tax placed on imported or exported goods. Governments use tariffs to encourage people to buy locally made products instead of imports. Similarly, many small businesses have shifted to e-commerce to reach more customers online. E-commerce means selling products or services through the internet. If you're starting a business, consider using platforms like Shopify or Amazon to sell online. 4. Economic challenges. The country is facing high unemployment due to automation in factories. Unemployment happens when people can't find jobs. In this example, automation, machines replacing workers, is one reason some industries see higher unemployment rates. In addition, rising inflation has made it harder for people to afford rent. Inflation affects more than just grocery prices. It impacts housing, transportation, and daily living costs. This is why wages need to keep up with inflation. 5. Work and employment. The job market is competitive, so it's important to build strong skills. The job market refers to the availability of jobs and competition for them. To stay ahead, focus on improving your skills and gaining experience in your field. Lastly, my company offers remote work opportunities, so I can work from home. Work from home is becoming more popular. If you want to apply for remote jobs, highlight your ability to work independently and use online collaboration tools like Zoom and Slack. That's it for today's lesson. We covered key terms related to economic growth, banking, trade, employment, and financial challenges, words that will help you better understand news articles, workplace discussions, and everyday conversations about the economy. Remember, learning vocabulary is just the first step. The more you practice, the more natural these words will feel. Try listening to business news, reading financial articles, or even discussing these topics with a friend. The more you use them, the more confident you'll become. Okay, thanks for watching today's lesson on English Fab. I hope you found these English tips useful and feel more confident. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these phrases in your daily conversations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more Fab English lessons. Until next time, keep practicing and stay Fab.